The contents of this interview, or from Awake and Empowered Expo LLC from Ethan Fox and Flower of Life Center for Human Evolution, is for informational purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints held by these organizations or individuals. Always consult with your doctor or health professional before making any changes to your diet, lifestyle, or prescription drug use. Please understand that you assume all responsibility and risk for the use or misuse of this information.
Hi, my name is Justin Coven, and we're going to be doing some Qigong practice. Ki is the Japanese term, Qigong is the term in Chinese. We're going to be showing you some exercises today. We've got Jeff over here, who's a fitness expert, to practice with us today. First thing you want to do is you want to prepare your space. Qi means breath or energy. And there's energy all about us, within us. Qi also means breath, it means energy, it means breath, Gong means work. So we're going to go ahead and prepare the space. Feng Shui is another term, but we can actually control the space by moving the energy, creating an energetic space around us. So we're going to go ahead and do a circle. You would want to do about 3 circles minimum in order to prepare the space. We've already done a couple of circles, so we are only doing 2 today. Or we just did one in front of you. So we already did a couple. So total we've gotten 3. Breathing in, you want to breathe in like a baby. So your stomach expands. You breathe in to fill up your lungs, it's going to expand your stomach. You're going to breathe in, filling up your lungs, that means your stomach expands. It's called baby breath because that's how babies actually breathe. It's natural. And there's different ways of breathing with your mouth. We're going to be doing a shh type breath. So sort of breathe in, sort of like a whistle, tongue close to the top of your mouth as you can. Shh, and breathe out with a shh or a s, little snake or a little shush baby, shh, or a combination. This does a couple of things. It brings in the air or qi and qi quickly, but it also, and sends it out quickly, but it also makes a vibration. Vibration is an important part of qi, of energy work, or Qigong energy work. Shh. Shh. A couple other points. They've done studies and they found that the oxygen pressure actually varies at the different acupuncture points. And they've also studied that there's oxygen flowing along the Primo Vascular System, which is basically equivalent to the meridian system from an acupuncture perspective. So there's actually oxygen, we're breathing it in through our skins, it's going through the Primo Vascular System to our organs. So when you breathe in, you want to breathe in not just through your mouth, you want to breathe in through your skin. One of the other things about qi is it's like it behaves like cottonwood seeds. I don't know if you've ever seen those floating in the air. We have a whole bunch of them. This lawn was filled with them a few months back. Basically the type of seeds, they float in the air, they're all very stringy, they float around, they attach to you, they get stuck just like that quick. And the same way that qi behaves, you pull in qi, you pull it in, it attaches to you, and you keep pulling in more. It works with the qi better. You get more, a larger amount, it comes faster. You get a little bit of a shiver down your back when you pull in a whole bunch. So we're going to go ahead and try and get everybody to get a good sense of Qi. A lot of people say, well, what is this Qi? There have been a lot of different studies. In Qi research, they've noticed sound, they've noticed light, they've noticed a lot of different factors. But we're going to go ahead and create a little circle here. Okay. And we're going to take our hands. Our hands are putting out energy. Okay, whether it's sound or biophotons. If you actually put your hand in a completely black box, your hand actually puts out light. They've measured it. They call it biophotons. The photons being transmitted between your body. Okay, so your hands are actually putting out energy. There are other centers of energy in your body. One of them is called the dantian. This is probably the most common and popular in the Chinese system. There are about 100 million Qigong practitioners in China. And Qigong, breath work or energy work, Qi means both breath and energy, as well as many other things. Qi is a very common character and makes up a lot of other words. Qi shui, shui means water, qi means air. Qi shui means soda. So we're going to go ahead and build up a little bit of energy. Common motion in Chinese Qigong is to have your hands right outside your dantian, and this helps a lot of energy build up because your hands are putting out energy just like they're putting out light, and your dantian puts out a lot of energy. What we want to do is we want to help you get a good feel for Qi so you can sense it on your own. Okay. One of the best ways to do it is to build a little bit of energy first. And we're going to go ahead and do a slight angle, slight variation of what's typically done, because this way you're going to build more energy in your hands. If you have about a 45-degree angle out, you're going to build a little more energy in your hands. And for those of you who are more sensitive, you're going to sort of feel the difference of whether the energy is going in your hands or into your dantian, which is just below the belly button. So we're going to go ahead and have some energy build up. Once you've gotten a little bit of energy build up, then we're going to go ahead and put our hands apart from each other. This is a typical sensing exercise. A lot of people do this. Not everybody can feel energy this way. Nice percentage of people can feel energy this way. So just gently sort of push the energy between your hands. You've built some up, and now you're pushing it. Sometimes people can't feel the energy buildup because it takes some time to build it up, and it's sort of like boiling a frog. All of a sudden you got a whole bunch of energy, but you're not aware of it because it built up slowly. So one of the ways to sense it is to take your hand away and see how your hand feels differently. Put it back up, take it away. Put it up, take it away. Put it up. Okay. You can also make a motion in a circular fashion. You can sort of, if you're sensitive, you're going to be able to feel this. We're doing one exercise after another once because it sort of builds things up. But it's also a variation of different sensing. So different people can sense energy different ways. So some people can sense the energy better by doing a bit of a circle. You can also point one hand at another. Okay. Here you don't have as much energy built between the hands, but one hand going around it, it's very focused. So some people who are sensitive to focusing of energy can sense it better this way. There's also energy up throughout the entire body, so we're going to bring it down the shoulder, past our hand, again go in a circle, then out the finger. Sometimes people say, ah, this is neat at this point. Some people feel it right away. Another nice little exercise, you can pull energy this way. And for me, I start sensing this on the back of my hand, so it's sort of like, well, there's no way this is wind. So you're sort of like pulling the energy, and sometimes you sort of feel it being pulled from the back of the hand through. So we've got another little motion here, is you can take one hand and sort of feel it going through the other one. This can be a little slower. Get this one, Jeff?
I do.
Feel it? So this hand is going through the other. There's a lot of different pranic healers and other healers, and they use these types of motions around the entire body to move energy through people's bodies. So if you're still having a hard time, you can go ahead and put your hands back here to build up energy. If you get tired of holding your hands this way, there are a lot of different energies and points in your body. They correlate with Chinese systems. This is called the lower dantian, or sha dantian, middle dantian, zhong dantian, or shang dantian, upper dantian. You'll notice that these correlate with the different chakras. This would be the second chakra, fourth chakra, sixth chakra, third eye. Okay, very common energy centers. But there's also other convenient energy centers. Okay, thighs are energy centers also, as are front of knees, back of knees. But this is an easy way to gather energy with relaxed arms. You can put your hands right down here. You can leave them for a long period of time, and your hands will build up some energy. The more energy build, easier it is to sense. There are some people who generate a lot of energy and have a hard time sensing. You do want to develop both. You do want to develop both building up energy and also sensing energy. So how are you doing, Jeff? Which exercises were you able to feel most effectively?
Pointing of the fingers. I developed a lot of chi in my hands on that one. It felt like they were both falling asleep with the tingling.
Yep, my hands tingling this way too. Just leaving them right there, letting the energy fill into them.
Yeah. That's number one.
Okay, that's the strongest one.
Strongest one, yes.
Okay. How'd you like the motion? Which motion?
Circular motion.
You like that
Circular
one best?
motion is the best one for me.
Okay, everybody's different. So we've already talked a little bit about breathing, how you breathe in. There are different types of breath, and we go over different types of breath in Ki Qigong. So we breathe energy in the front. We also breathe energy in the back. Okay. There's also side motion exercises where we pull it in the side. We do both sides. And final dimension is up and down. So remember, you're breathing through your body, through your skin. So energy's coming up through. Breath, oxygen, and energy is going up. And we usually end with the ground to have a grounding exercise. So we pull energy from the ground up. There are three treasures of Qigong. The first is Jing, which is body energy. Some say it's sex energy. There's also Qi energy, breath energy, and we've been showing you a lot of breath exercises. And then there's Shen, which is mind energy or spirit energy. It depends upon how you want to look at it. From a scientific perspective, there's been a lot of correlation of Qi with torsion. Torsion is basically the spin of particles. That you can actually change the spin of particles, and this is looking at spin in a little different perspective. That spin can be transferred from through all the different particles in your body through your meridian systems. And typically when you measure Qi, that type of Qi that we're sort of projecting here, sort of breathing out of our hands, the speed is about 1 meter a second. Now that comes from people that I've worked with who've tried to done some studies themselves, sort of ad hoc. It also comes from people who've actually done some formal studies in other locations, both groups unaware of what the other was doing, but they both came up with the same results, about 1 meter a second. And from a theoretical perspective, the physicists who work in torsion say that is what you would expect from the transfer of spin along all the different particles. So we've done some sensing exercises. We've taken some energy in, some energy out. We've talked about some energy centers. Some of the exercises we do is we bring energy into specific centers. So this is lower dantian, middle dantian, upper dantian. If you do that several times, you'll note that they feel a little different. Which one feels strongest to you, Jeff?
Middle.
Your heart center or middle dantian. For me, I have more of a reaction of the third eye or upper dantian, shang dantian. Everybody's different, but the big thing that I like to get students to realize is that there's different energy at both. One of the exercises I go over with is hands have energy, put them together, you've got a block of energy, and you put them by this energy center, you're going to get a bit of a sense. Now some people can feel this better than sensing with their hands, so I want you to take a look at it too. But this is another way to build energy up in the middle dantian or this specific center. Sometimes you can give a different vibration here, like an om, om. And take your hands away and see how it feels different. And then put them back. And I can sense it very strongly. Okay. One of the exercises for the upper dantian is to breathe out through your upper dantian, and your hand is typically very sensitive. So we're going to go ahead and breathe out, send it, basically pushing our hand out, and then pull it in. Sort of grab it like a hook and pull it in. Can you feel that?
I feel it in my hands.
Feel it in your hands? I feel it both in my third eye and in my hand pretty strongly. It really tingles the hands. Again, we're focusing, the torsion of the particles. We're pushing them and pulling them in. That actually is pretty strong. So if you build a lot of energy in your head, you want to ground yourself. People who have too much energy in the head, typically headaches, high blood pressure, that type of thing, you want to ground yourself. Okay. Whenever you work with Qi, I like to ground. Some people say, just let your body be and your body will adapt. Yes, it will, but you can speed it up by just grounding your energy. So a lot of those exercises we've looked at are Qi exercises. We're going to go ahead and look at the Jing exercise. Okay. And we're going to be focusing on our palm here. This finger is going to be slightly tight, and we're going to try and relax these fingers, all the other fingers, as much as possible. And we're going to do a bit of a tightening just of the palm. Okay, the fingers are supposed to be relaxed. We're going to use a different breath. We're going to use a Hung Ha breath. This is traditional Tai Chi Qigong breath. Breathe in through the nose and out. So this is the Hung. So we're going to breathe in. Okay, we're going to get a nice solid position into the ground. Okay, it's like we're sending our energy into the ground, like we're basically putting roots into the ground. One way to think of it is think of somebody pushing you, and you're sinking into the ground, both from the front, from the back, you're sinking into the ground, or from the side, you're sinking into the ground, from the side, you're sinking into the ground. Okay, so you want to ground yourself. There's a string at the top of your head pulling you up, top of the ears pulling you up also. Feet, slight angle. You can experiment to see which one makes you feel strongest from, a push from front back. Usually it's a slight, very slight angle, not 100% parallel. And so we're going to go ahead and have our hands here. We're going to move back and forth just to get a good feel of energy into the ground, into our body. A little bit of an up and down. Okay, and then we're going to take our hand up. Again, try and keep your fingers relaxed. You want to do that about 9 times with one hand for the first repetition, and then switch to the next. Again, just try and make that palm taut. And feel that it's sort of you're squeezing the energy. And I want you to note there's a stretch here. You don't want your hand collapsed too much. You want to have a bit of an angle here because you're stretching or squeezing all the way through here down to your dantian and then through your legs into the ground. And you can also pull your toes up when you tighten. So you're tightening both your hand palms and your feet palms. So it's a squeeze all the way through here. Through your dantian, you're squeezing there too. Do you feel that squeeze all the way through? Okay. So we want to really feel that squeeze because that's where you're going to build chi the most. So we're going to use that same type of squeeze, but we're going to go ahead and pull it in. We're going to be squeezing here. And when I say, just like we were squeezing the entire palm, we're squeezing the entire area. So we're going to, and this is called the quad down here, we're going to open that up. Tai Chi, Qigong practitioners think that's real important. Qigong is a general term, 100 million practitioners in China, but there are many, many, tens of thousands of different types of forms. Tai Chi is the most well-known, most common Qigong form, but there are a lot of others practiced by millions of people. So we're going to open up. We're going to be stretching. We're going to have that same type of squeeze. And we're opening all up down here too, and then closing. So it's a squeeze. The same thing you felt in your palm, you want to squeeze in. Then you want to do your back. Again, all the way from top to bottom. So this is one dimension. We can also be working with one of the other dimensions. You want to feel that squeeze. There are a lot of different types of Jing exercises. These are just a couple. We went to the hands, we went to the full body, we went a couple of different dimensions. There's a part of your bone right here. Okay, you're going to be able to use this to squeeze the same type of energy through your entire body. It's a good way of massaging people. So you get the chi flowing. A lot of different types of chi. You feel that squeeze? Mm-hmm. This is a very good way of getting that same type of squeeze throughout your body. Now we're going to go ahead and go to some Shen exercises. We've already been doing Shen exercises as we were pulling energy in from the sky, and the image is we're pulling way up from the top of the sky in to our feet. So our mind is doing that. So it's a geyser going up. Remember the string at the top of your head. Okay. So when you're doing that exercise, you'll note, and particularly up and down exercises, you'll note that there's an energy center right around your pineal gland. Pineal gland is right below the main brain, above the midbrain, brainstem, just below your eyes, middle of your head, right in the center. It's a pineal gland. That's where most of your attention is. We're visual people, so when we think of ourselves, we usually think from this point. So you're taking that attention. A lot of people who do astral traveling, that type of work, they typically take that center and they send it out again and again and again. Well, we're taking that center and we're using it to go down to our feet, up to the sky, bring it back down to our feet. So your center, put it up into the sky. That's one of the centers in the head. The head's got a lot of different energy centers. Eyes are important centers. Ears are important centers. You can put your hands up and you can get a good feel for energy by just moving it around. You can feel your ears sort of get slightly compressed from the energy. Your eyes. Some people say, well, that's just the heat from your hands. You can go ahead and test when you start feeling heat from your hands. You have to be very, very close in order to start feeling some heat. You can also move your hand around and get a good feeling of when you feel wind too, so that you know that the feeling that you have is really a chi energy being put out, not a wind, not heat. So this is another little exercise from a sensing perspective. So we're going to go ahead and work with our pineal gland energy, I don't call it third eye. Third eye is very different. We showed the exercise with the hand. That's a very laser-like. Heart center, middle dantian is very loving, very open, high vibration, pretty strong. This is where a lot of energy is stored. So we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to go ahead and take our center, put it into the ground. We're going to put it into the ground like tree roots. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and breathe in, pull in from the tree roots, up, back down, in. One exercise and typical experiment. I mean, psychologists, scientists know that if you think of a part of your body, the blood flow will go to it. Just thinking about your hand will increase the blood flow there. That well proven experiments. So we're basically increasing the blood flow, the oxygen flow to the different parts of the body. So now we're going to go ahead and take our attention, and this is going to build up to an exercise that you can work with somebody else with. Is we're going to go ahead and take our energy, we're going to send it into the ground, then we're going to send it forward into a circle between us. Okay? So we're going to take the energy from here, put it into the ground, through the ground to the center, back. Now we're going to do the side. Left side. One more. Now the back. Now to the right side. One of the things about Shen energy is there's a lot of different types of Qi energy. Shen energy has a tendency to go, this is the type of energy where you can do remote healing. So this goes faster. It's not really torsion energy. It's more like soliton energy. Good exercise to practice with somebody else is we're just going to send energy back and forth. I'm going to send it through the ground, up through his feet to the top of his head. He's going to grab the energy. He's going to follow me with his hands. He's going to be pointing at me. So he's going to be pointing at me. And follow me, follow where I'm sending the energy. Okay, so I'm going to send to him. And he's going to pull. And now he's going to send to me. Good way to pass energy back and forth. It builds the energy. Good way to start building sensing between different people. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Ethan. Namaste.